Hi everyone. We are back. Well, I guess just me for now. Maybe some of Aaron in this video. Well, after the craziness of the past 3 weeks, I decided I would like to get back to filming. And no better time than the present. I'm still fighting a little bit of this cold, mostly just kind of stuffiness that comes and goes, and an occasional cough, so I apologize if you have to hear that in the video. But this morning Aaron is over here playing with some books. Say hi. Say hi, Sissy. And we are watching Good Mythical Morning because that is just part of our morning deal here. I am on the laptop checking my email because I feel like that's important to do every once in a while, because a lot of times there's like emails that I want to read but don't have time to, so I'll just let them sit in my inbox. Or like, if something's on my phone and I can't always like read it or open attachments. So I try to sit down like at least once every couple weeks and go through my inbox and get rid of all the junk, make sure there's nothing that accidentally got sent in there. So today I'm gonna be trying to do some planning so we can stay on top of what's going to be going on next week. It's finally supposed to get nice again. The weather has been like super back and forth here, and it's really frustrating. And I know like my family and friends in Michigan can relate. I cannot believe it's still snowing up there. I would definitely be like crying if it was snowing here. So I figured I'd bring you along for some of my planning just to kind of show you what life is like for us. So this is kind of a general overview of our month, part of it anyways. There's actually a few things that I don't have on there yet. Carter has occupational therapy every week on Wednesdays, and we actually just did a physical therapy evaluation this most recent Wednesday, and they do want him to start coming for that. So we now are going to have therapy twice a week for Carter, and I am going to be starting therapy, like counseling therapy, talking therapy, for a thing, just for me to work through my stuff. A lot of you probably know I am a super anxious person. I worry about everything, so I have a lot of anxiety. I've struggled with depression for a long time, so this is just a way for me to kind of talk to someone in a way where it's not directly talking to my family who gets upset when I'm upset. I want to be able to deal with my things in a way that not only benefits me, because obviously that's important, but makes life easier for the people I love. So that's why I'm starting that. Carter is in Cub Scouts now, so we have that being added to our calendar. It is food truck season here, as well as this weekend is opening weekend for the Dayton Dragons, and that is where we will be on Sunday, is at the Dragons game. Carter loves the games. They are so much fun, seriously. We've been to one Major League Baseball game, and I've been to a few minor league games, since like middle school, and like minor league games are so much more fun than major league games for me. I mean, I'm not like a sports junkie, so that's probably part of it. I really love the entertainment, and like with the Dragons in particular, they're super family friendly. The field is so nice. Like, we're going to be sitting in the lawn section, and I'm really excited about that. They have like a play zone for the kids, so we'll be over by that, which will be cool. Yeah, and it's not so huge to where you have to like navigate through all this stuff. I much prefer a minor league game to a major league game. So we'll be going to those games probably as much as possible. I would like to buy season tickets at some point, but I feel like Aaron is just a little too small for that still. Maybe next year we'll buy season tickets if we, kind of gauge this year and decide that we think we can handle it without having to leave all the time. And then we have to get Carter's Cub Scout uniform this weekend, which Kevin and I are like super excited about. The pack here actually, the troop, the pack, I think everybody voted on it. Hi, sis. Can you say hi? Hi. Hi, everybody. Tell him ta-da. Ta-da. Yeah. She's so silly. She's going to be getting her first haircut next weekend because it's in her bangs, her bangs are getting in her eyes, and I just want to kind of even it out, so maybe we can do a little bit more with it. So, yes, your hair. So the troop here let Carter join early because he's been so excited and he has a hard time with sports, so this is something that he's really enjoying. So he is an honorary Tiger right now, and is doing the extra stuff with them. And then next year we'll be in our own den. He's technically in his own den right now. And then that will be one of the Tiger dens, and Kevin actually plans on leading that den. So that is going to be a super awesome thing for our family. I'm really excited about that. Kevin's been waiting forever, for this opportunity, so it's a big deal for us. Next week actually looks pretty crazy on top of that. I have to get an oil change. I have to go to the dentist on Thursday. That's not exciting. Necessary, but not exciting. There's a pajama story time that I've been wanting to take Carter to for since January, but something has always come up, so I'm hoping that we can swing that. And then actually next weekend is record store day on next Saturday. That's a pretty big deal. I'm definitely gonna try and go and get some records, even though I don't have a vinyl player because I have not evolved to that level of hipster yet. I love having vinyls from my favorite artists and supporting them in that way, as well as they just look so cool, and they're limited, and that's part of the scene, if you will, that I follow, is just you want to have all the things that your favorite artists put out. So hopefully I'll get a chance to do that. Kings Island also opens next weekend. I don't know if we're gonna go because I imagine it would be pretty busy, but it might be, you know, we'll look into it later. Yeah. So busy week as always. We are actually talking about homeschooling Carter next year, so I'm going to be spending a lot of time researching that next week. We're also beginning house hunting. We started before and I pulled the plug on it because I am like terrified to buy a house. Sorry. Kevin wants a house really bad, and I do too. I want our own space. I want out of this apartment. I want room for the kids to play. With homeschooling, like this homeschooling and home buying thing is kind of like going hand in hand right now because we could buy in a different school district if we homeschool, because we obviously won't be so worried about the schools. I still would like them to be decent in case for some reason, we want to give Aaron a shot at public school, or there's like some kind of need for the kids to go to public school again, or it just, homeschooling ends up not being the right time or the right thing for us. But where we live now, the homes are very, in demand. So not only are they higher priced, but they go very quickly. Like, literally, we were driving by houses last night and they went pending while we were driving by them. They were like people getting inspections, and these homes have been on Zillow, which is what we use, for like less than a week. So yeah, a couple very stressful things that we'll definitely touch on more in these videos, because we would like to film the process of, the decision making, and with homeschooling, like going about our decisions for curriculum and scheduling and all of the craziness that will ensue there, and then our process with house hunting too. We are currently waiting for our pre-approval, and we also are in the process of talking to 2 different realtors. There's actually a couple programs that, like, if you use these realtors, you get like cash back after closing. So we're gonna kind of talk to these realtors and see if we feel like it's a good fit, which that is gonna be more me than Kevin. The whole house thing is gonna be more me than Kevin. I'm pickier. I want more than just a square with a roof on it. And, I'm the one who's going to be there the most. So it's really important that I'm also the one who's like scared of this commitment more. So it's really important for me to like go through this process of not getting attached to a place, but then letting myself get attached to it, because I'm scared that I am going to do what I've always done with houses and just be like, this isn't permanent, and don't like get any feelings about living here, like just live here for however long. And I'm gonna need to get attached to a house, so I'm like happy to be there and not feeling like we made a huge mistake. So as if our calendar wasn't filled with the little events, throughout the week, we have these big things looming over us. We need to fill out forms for the homeschooling thing. I have to figure out if they need to be submitted to this district as well as another district if we move out of the district, or kind of how all that works. So that's kind of what is going on this week. I'm hoping that we can get a full family video up here, like, shortly. Like, I would actually really love to do it this weekend. I feel like silly is better, and I love when, you know, we're all just kind of being goofy and having fun. I'm gonna see if we are allowed to film at the field for the baseball game, and maybe we can get some cool video of that for you guys, or at least like us going to the game, the kids playing, and being downtown, because I love it there. Like, I know people have their things they say about, you know, like Dayton, kind of like people talk about Detroit and Flint, just not nearly as severe, but I love downtown Dayton. I think it's nice. I enjoy being down there. So yeah, if you have any like homeschooling or house hunting advice, or even like planning advice, I am about to look for a new planner, and I'm open to suggestions. I will tell you, I write in size like 12,004 font, so I cannot have like the little squares. I need like full sheets. And I don't really like the ones that are divided by time, because it just stresses me out if I write like something at 1 o'clock and it does not get done at 1 o'clock. So if you have any like planner suggestions though, I would love to hear them, because this is just like, I've always kept one. It's very important to me, and I would like to find one that I really love. All right, thanks for hanging in there while we've been gone with our illnesses and busyness and going on our trip to Michigan. Hopefully we will be back in the saddle more consistently, and thanks for watching. See you next time.